this is my audience. My name is Ramsey. Is the world going to suffer from a major earthquake caused by hydraulic fracturing? Well, let's look at the facts. Hydraulic fracturing has many names: hydrofracturing, horizontal drilling, and its most common, fracking. Fracking is a drilling technique used to recover natural oil and gas deposits trapped in shale rock thousands of feet below the Earth's surface. There are many controversial arguments to be made about fracking, such as, can it cause earthquakes, does it pollute groundwater, or is it even safe? I think most of the time fracking gets a bad name because people just hear the negatives about it. I have done countless hours of research over fracking and have even wrote a multiple-page research paper over the topic. I have found that hydraulic fracturing can reduce global warming, provide natural gas and oil for years to come, and many other positive aspects. I will be discussing how fracking is performed, does it cause earthquakes, and why we need fracking. First off, hydraulic fracturing starts off by drilling a well up to 10,000 feet deep into the Earth's surface and making a right or left turn and drilling another 7,000 or so feet. They send a mixture known as fracking fluid of water, sand, and chemicals at high pressure down the well to create small fractures in the shale rock to release the trapped oil and gas. The oil and gas seep out from the fractures, and then they draw up the oil or gas, and it goes through a refining process and then is shipped to be sold. Each well can be fracked up to 18 times and produce oil for up to 50 years. They can also apply this drilling technique to old wells so they can be fracked to get any gas that might be hiding in the shale rock. If you look at the slide, you can see the oil rig sitting on top of the ground there, and you can see the pipes going below the surface and then making that hard right turn. They would send the fracking fluid through the pipes at a high pressure, and it would bust through the Earth's crust, as you can see those tiny fractures going up, and the oil or natural gas would seep down through those fractures, and then they would pump it back up through to the rig. Now, second off, earthquakes often come up when talking about fracking. After all, creating small fractures in the shale rock at the bedrock level in the Earth's crust can't be a good thing. But how big of a deal is it? Pete Spots wrote an article titled, "Earthquakes in Oklahoma. Is fracking to blame or something else?" This article suggests fracking caused the earthquakes, but small ones that were no danger. While Spots did suggest that fracking can cause earthquakes, he did also he included a study done by researchers with the Oklahoma Geological Survey that looked into some earthquakes people were blaming on hydraulic fracturing that were taking place close by the location. They found that after sorting through the evidence, the survey conducted that while it was possible fracking triggered the earthquakes, the data available was not good enough to support a high degree of certainty that fracking was the culprit. All of the data that I came across while researching this particular issue, it seems to lead me all to the same conclusion, that there is no significant evidence that fracking is causing these earthquakes. Even though fracking could potentially be causing these small earthquakes, I think the risks are well worth the reward we get within the American economy to justify the risk of fracking. Okay. Thirdly, let's just say hypothetically, all the people that oppose hydraulic fracturing get their way and all the fracking sites are shut down. What would be the impact? John Miller has an interesting article called "What Would Be the Impact of Shutting Down All Fracking?", in which he believes that it would be devastating to the U.S. economy. Miller says natural gas prices would skyrocket because so many power plants and residents are dependent upon natural gas, and we would have to import it from other countries to meet demand. I think this is true. Natural gas is used now more than ever. It is even used in some cars, and many Americans depend on it for heating their homes. Miller also states that if we shut down fracking, it would have negative effects on the economy because all of the jobs lost. This would impact a great deal of American people. Not only the hundreds of thousands of people that are employed because of fracking, but also all the supply shops that depend on fracking operations to keep the revenue coming in. Hydraulic fracturing is a key part to America's economy. By allowing the fracking to continue, we are ensuring a commodity that America can depend on for its future. We rely on fracking more than people give it credit for. It gives the United States citizens hundreds of thousands of jobs and is an important factor in the growth of America. Fracking does have some negative features, but overall, I believe that fracking is well worth the risk that are involved, such as earthquakes.